What's good, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and today's video is about the PUBG public test server, the PTS, on Xbox One. So as I'm recording this video and posting it, today is August 13th, 2018, and the PTS is now available worldwide. So if you're watching this video, pause it or keep playing it. Make sure you turn on your Xbox and start downloading this update because it's about 11.3 gigabyte patch, and this might take a little while for you guys to upload it or download it, I should say, especially if you have slow internet like myself. But I am moving right now, so I'm going to have better internet soon, going to be live streaming more, all that stuff. Hopefully better content for everybody because right now my internet stinks pretty bad. But anyways, getting back to this, so the public test server was supposed to come last weekend, so I had made a video about a couple days ago, I think on Thursday or Friday, discussing what was coming. Nobody knew what was coming. It was kind of a big surprise, and then they posted over the weekend that it was delayed and pushed back. And then out of nowhere, like I kind of called, usually like right before it happens, they'll get a post late in the night, at least in the US, it'll be late in the night. They'll post that the test server is coming, and then it just launches out of nowhere or in the middle of the night. And that's pretty much what they did here, because yesterday was August 12th. They put out a message around, I want to say 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that the live server was, or the public test server was going live in about 3 hours, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's why this video is coming out today, because last night was already pretty late. I was ready to go to bed, all that stuff, and it's kind of just how PUBG works. But now they've posted a ton of information, and this public test server has so much more stuff than I think most people were expecting. So this is huge. I'm going to get right into it before this becomes like an hour-long video, because there's a lot of stuff here. Basically, the TLDR is that there's bullet penetration now, there's dynamic weather, and some of the maps, some of the buildings and areas on Erangel have been changed, and there's been a couple buildings added to the map. So those are the three biggest things that I've noticed when I was reading through this. But we're going to go through this pretty quickly right here. So first, we have bullet penetration has now been added to the game, and I'll just sum this up. Basically, what they've been talking about here is that if someone's running and their hand or their arm goes above their head, if you shoot at their head on your screen, it might look like you hit them in the head, but on their screen, their hand kind of hit the bullet, and this stops a headshot from happening. So they've changed this for limb penetration, and it says here that the only thing that's like a little bit different is that forearm penetration is disabled for shotguns. So this should kind of just improve the overall game when you're sniping and running and all that stuff, and this is something that is kind of important because, you know, if someone's hand just gets in the way, it shouldn't stop you from getting a kill, especially if you have, like, I'm not sure, like say a really strong sniper rifle, or if you hit them with a second shot and you hit their hand, you kind of expect them to die, especially if they don't have a helmet on or something like that. And then the last sentence here, it says, when getting on a motorbike, if the driver's seat is empty, it's now much easier to enter the driver's seat and not accidentally get on the passenger seat, which this is such an annoying thing. Everybody knows. Pro tip, I think everybody knows this by now, but if you don't, when you get into a vehicle, if you hold A, it automatically puts you into the driver's seat, so you don't have to deal with this issue as much. But sometimes it's really annoying when you pull up right to the driver's side and you get in and you end up on like the opposite side. You're like, how did that happen? And then you waste time holding A. So either way, that's a nice improvement. Then we have UI and UX stuff here. So this is weapon attachment management. Basically, they just fixed the thing. I notice this happens a lot. If you're removing a weapon attachment and picking up another one, it automatically moves it to your inventory. And then if you're full, you can't pick up the attachment that you want. So they basically said that if your inventory is full and you remove an attachment, it just drops to the ground. And they basically just kind of cleaned up all of that inventory management stuff that makes it work a little bit more fluid. And it's already been improved a lot since the game came out. So they're just kind of making it a lot easier for people who are playing on the Xbox to make it a lot quicker. Then we have the colorblind settings have been improved. So this is a big thing because a lot of people online saw the switch where you change it to like your language to Korean, and then you have the optionality to change your blood to blue, and then this kind of spread and became a really popular thing to do. Now you won't need to do anything crazy like that. These options will be available to everybody, and with colorblind mode, you'll be able to change your scope, your blood color, and also your supply crate smoke, which I don't know what color that will turn, maybe blue, but that's very interesting. I don't mind seeing the red. I don't know if I'm going to switch it to blue, but I know that is the most popular thing to do right now. And then also, I wasn't really sure what they were talking about here, but they said that markers placed on maps are now numbered, so color is not the only way to distinguish them. Then we just have a couple other things here that your eliminated teammates can now still place markers, which you couldn't before, and something that, you know, some XP kind of glitch here. If your teammate dies, or if you die and then your teammate disconnects, you still get XP here. Then the biggest change, or the most anticipated change, I should say, not the biggest, very anticipated change for console is that dynamic weather has been added to Erangel and Miramar, and that this includes overcast and sunset. So overcast basically means that anything can happen along the lines of rain, fog, etc. during the game, which is really cool. And just so you guys understand this, if the game is sunny, they said it's most likely going to stay sunny throughout the game. That's like the map that you loaded in. If it's kind of cloudy and foggy to begin with, then that means that you're going to expect more fog, less fog, rain, and dynamic changes throughout the match. And then also for Miramar, if you played the public test server, you probably saw the one version of the map where the sun was setting and it was very bright. It was annoying at first, but then it became kind of cool because it changed the tones of the map and almost made it seem like it was almost kind of better to see people and hide in certain areas because of the glare. So then I ended up enjoying it, and that's also coming back to Miramar too. So I'm very, very excited for that. I think that's really, really cool. And eventually when Xbox gets Sandhook, that's going to make a huge effect on that map because it's a lot smaller, and the drastic kind of weather effect will be great for that. They really highlighted that in their video about this because that's kind of like a Southeast Asian jungle map where like rain just kind of flows through out of nowhere, or flies through, I should say. So that's awesome. I'm really stoked for that. And then as I mentioned in my highlight here, the main things that are happening, there's been some adjustments to Erangel. So they added some cluster of houses here to this area of the map, which I'm going to try to check out today. So show you guys, this is pretty cool. And this is such a barren area over here by the bridge. I know this area pretty well because I used to land here a lot. It's funny when you're driving through here, there's like nothing there. Sometimes there's like a buggy or something, but that's about it. Then also this area on the beach has been improved. And I think this is such a great change because I've landed here before. When I played I played 10 PC games, I landed here in PC. After I had a couple weapons, I ended up here, I should say. I ended up getting a kill, but I thought I was screwed because I don't know how to move around well, and there's no cover here. So now they kind of changed the shoreline here, which is great. Added some rocks so there's more cover, and I think like the more trees, this just makes this area a lot more playable because normally you would not want to be anywhere near here on the beach because it's so open. Then move down. Miramar has received some improvements. More dirt roads have been added for better vehicle effectiveness, which is great. A lot of people flipping over on Miramar because of the all the rocks and the slopes and stuff like that. Certain high slope sections of roads have been lowered to enhance vehicle effectiveness. Okay, interesting. Spectate mode. When spectating a player, their aiming movement is now more in sync with spectator view. I think they're saying this because when you spectate someone and they're shooting, it looks like they're missing them, but on their screen they are. So they probably fixed this because people were getting like mad about this. So it's funny. Then we have performance. Smoke and flames from vehicles have been optimized to improve frame rate. Overall, this is just a side thing here that smoke and flame has had a big effect on this game and decreasing performance. So this is huge that they're just kind of changing this. So we still have the crate smoke and the smoke grenade, which caused kind of a problem. Then we have server performance has been improved. I'm just going to skip through some of this stuff. They've optimized GPU, optimized fog. You guys can read through every single one of these if you want to. They basically just working on optimizing all the stuff and the dynamic weather that's coming into the game. They're trying to fix the volume of the vehicle sounds. That was kind of an issue after one of the last patches. Then we have a bunch of bug fixes, which I think I'll just skip these. If they're all bug fixes, then that's fine. Shouldn't be anything too... I'm sure there's a couple of major things here, but this isn't like a huge update to the game. These are just fixes. So we'll leave it there. So I'm super excited for this. I'm about to go hit up the public test server right now. I'll probably be streaming this a little bit later. There's also the Call of Duty Black Ops beta that's ending today on Xbox One, so I want to play that as well. Definitely excited for these changes. These are all going to be a part of patch 18. We're currently on patch 17, obviously, right now. So I'm not really sure when this is happening. It sounds like patch 18 is happening before the 1.0 release. Just by the way, they've made this sound. Unless patch 18 is the 1.0 release. Haven't had too much information about this yet. Be really interested to see that, what's going on. And just as a reminder, the 1.0 patch they said is going to be the patch bringing this game into full game mode allegedly, and that's when Sandhook and stuff is going to be released. So that's not happening. Sandhook is not coming out until 1.0, and they did say that the dynamic weather and stuff like that wouldn't be in the game until that point as well. But who knows if they'll come in at the same time, or if dynamic weather and this preview PTS will come in first. Not really sure about that, but obviously come back to my page. I'll be posting all this stuff and trying to find out as much information as possible and continuing the PUBG posts. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5 and peace out.